Anna stood at the center of the room, surrounded by laughter, voices, lights, and the soft clinks of champagne glasses. The after-party was in full swing. People moved like shadows in slow motion, dressed in glitter and silk, faces painted with smiles that looked permanent. The cameras were gone now, but the pressure had stayed. She laughed with them, graceful, effortless, as if nothing had touched her heart all day. But her eyes didn't smile. Keanu saw it. From across the room, by the wall where the lights didn't quite reach, he leaned against a wooden column and watched her carefully, not with judgment, not with suspicion, but with something softer, like understanding, like recognition. He didn't move toward her. Not yet. He knew masks. He wore them for years. But some masks, the ones built from pain, cracked differently. Anna had smiled through interviews all week. Smiled when they asked about the movie. Smiled when they asked about her performance. Smiled when they asked how it felt to be leading again. But behind each answer was a tiny pause. A flicker. She answered like someone who memorized every word, every gesture, every nod. Her laughter now was too precise, too sharp at the edges. She excused herself from the group, walking calmly toward the corridor that led to the balcony. Her heels echoed against the marble floor, echoing louder than the music. Keanu followed after a moment, not calling her name, not rushing, just walking. Slowly, like gravity pulled him where he needed to be. The balcony was quiet. The city below blinked in gold and red, and Anna stood near the edge with her arms folded across her chest. She looked like someone holding herself together piece by piece. The wind moved her hair gently. She didn't hear him at first. Then softly he said, "It's a beautiful view." She didn't turn around, didn't speak, not at first. A moment passed. Then another. "Yeah," she said. Her voice was thin, like paper almost torn, too beautiful to match how I feel right now. He walked to her side but kept a small distance, respectful, kind. He looked ahead, not at her. "I noticed you laughing." "In there?" he said. She smiled, but it didn't reach her voice. "Yeah, everyone was. It's a good night, right?" Keanu was silent. Then he said, "But your eyes didn't laugh." Anna froze. Just slightly, her arms tightened around herself. That sentence, so simple, cracked something inside her. Not loudly, just enough to let air in. "You saw that?" she asked. "I see a lot of things most people don't," he replied, "but only when I've lived through them." There was a long pause. The wind picked up a little. Anna looked down at the streetlights. The cars. The world that kept spinning, no matter how people felt. "I thought I could fake it tonight," she said. "Just for a few hours. Smile, laugh, be the version of me they love." "You did," Keanu said softly. "You were perfect. But perfect isn't always real." She turned to him now, really turned, and her eyes wet, but not crying, met his. "I'm tired, Keanu," she whispered. "Not physically, just tired of pretending. Tired of people seeing what they want to see. Tired of holding everything in because I don't want to disappoint anyone." He didn't say anything, didn't need to. His presence said enough, calm, patient, safe. Anna went on, the words now rushing like water through a broken dam. "My mother's in the hospital. They found something. She hasn't told many people. I didn't even know until last week. I flew to Spain for 2 days, held her hand, came back, smiled for the press." Her voice cracked, and everyone keeps telling me how lucky I am, how beautiful my life looks. But inside, I feel like I'm breaking, and I don't know how to be real anymore without making everyone uncomfortable. Keanu took a slow breath. His eyes didn't flinch. His tone didn't change. "You don't have to be anything for anyone right now," he said. "Not tonight." Anna looked at him, searching his face. He wasn't offering solutions. He wasn't asking her to be strong. He was just there. "Thank You, she said. 2 words, but they carried weight. And for the first time in days, she allowed herself to cry. Not loudly, just tears rolling down her cheeks. Keanu didn't move closer, didn't try to fix it. He just stayed beside her, a quiet anchor. After a long silence, Anna asked, "How did you learn to see people like that?" Psst. He looked at the sky for a moment before answering. "By being unseen for a long time," he said. Anna nodded slowly. Something inside her softened. From the inside of the party, someone called her name. Lights still flashed. Voices still laughed. She didn't move. "Do you want to go back in?" Keanu asked gently. Anna shook her head. "Not yet." And they stood there, 2 actors no longer acting, beneath a quiet night sky that felt bigger than everything. The party faded behind them like a forgotten dream. Inside, people still danced, still laughed. But out on that balcony, time had slowed. Anna's tears had dried, but something inside her still trembled like a leaf in quiet wind. Keanu hadn't. Lefty hadn't said too much. Maybe that was why she trusted him. "You're different," she said quietly, eyes still watching the lights below. Keanu tilted his head slightly. "Different how?" "You don't push," she replied. "You don't pretend to know how to fix it. Everyone always wants to fix me." He let out a soft breath, almost like a smile. "It's maybe because I know I can't, and maybe you don't need fixing." Anna turned to him. Her eyes had a calmness now. Not peace exactly, but less storm. "You ever feel like you're carrying something you can't talk about, because people only want the happy version of you?" He looked at her gently. Every day for years. They didn't speak for a while, and that silence, that unspoken understanding, felt like medicine. Not loud, not fast. Just there, the door to the balcony creaked open behind them, Anna. A voice called. It was Oliver, her manager. Smooth suit, quick steps, always watching the room. Anna turned halfway. "You okay?" he asked, glancing at Keanu, then back at her. "I just needed a moment," she said. "I'll be in soon." He nodded, hesitant. "Just making sure." His press asking. "They want a few words from you." Anna nodded slowly. In a minute, Oliver glanced at Keanu one more time. He didn't say anything, but there was a question behind his eyes, a worry, a calculation. Then he walked away. "Does it ever stop?" Anna whispered. "What? Being expected to perform even when you're not on a stage?" Keanu's voice was calm. "No. But you learn when to step off stage, even if it's just for a little while." She exhaled. "I'm starting to think. I've been on stage my whole life." They walked back in after a few minutes, side by side, not talking. The music had changed, slower now, the kind that filled the air like mist. As they entered, Anna straightened her shoulders. It was automatic, learned, like breathing in a room full of mirrors. "I'm going to talk to them," she said. "The press." Keanu didn't stop her. He just nodded. "I'll wait nearby." 8. She stepped forward. Oliver guided her to the corner, where 3 reporters stood, phones in hand, lights ready. They smiled wide, eager, practiced. "Anna, quick question," one said. "How does it feel to carry this film on your shoulders?" She smiled. "I didn't carry it alone. It was a team effort." Another leaned in. "You've had such a successful year. Would you say this is your strongest moment so far?" Anna paused, just slightly, but then answered, "Maybe. But strong looks different every day." Keanu watched from the wall again. He watched her speak. He saw her hold herself together, and he saw when it slipped just for a heartbeat between answers. After it ended, Anna stepped away. The flash. Still in her eyes, the smile still on her lips. But something inside her shook. She found Keanu again, standing near the back of the room. She reached him, leaned against the wall beside him, and whispered, that felt like 1,000 miles. "You made it back," he said. She looked up at him, barely. Barely still counts. She laughed. It was small, but this time it was real. Later that night, the two of them left together. It's not hand in hand. Not like the stories the tabloids would spin. They just walked, quietly. Side by side, Keanu asked, "Want to go somewhere quiet?" Anna didn't even hesitate. Yes, they ended up in a small diner just outside the city. It was nearly empty. Old booths, neon signs, the kind. A place that smelled like coffee and stories. They sat by the window. No one recognized them. Or maybe no one cared. Anna wrapped her hands around a warm mug and stared at the steam rising. I used to come to places like this when I first moved here, she said. Before anyone knew my name, before the expectations. Do you miss those days? Keanu asked. Sometimes, she said. But back then, I just wanted to be seen. Now, sometimes I want to disappear. He nodded. Being seen isn't the same as being known. Exactly, she said. People see me everywhere, but only a few people ever really know me. She looked up at him. You see things differently? Like you're not looking at the surface? Keanu sipped his coffee. Maybe I stopped trusting the surface a long time ago. A waitress came by, older, kind eyes. She smiled at them without fanfare. You two doing okay? Anna smiled gently. We are now. They stayed there for almost an hour. Talking, not about Hollywood, not about movies. They talked about memories, fears, the things they wished they could say out loud more often when they finally left. The sky was beginning to turn pale. Early morning, outside the diner, Anna stopped. I needed this, she said. Me too. Keanu replied. She looked at him. Thank you for seeing me. Really seeing me? He nodded. Thank you for not pretending anymore. The silence between them was peaceful now. No wait, no masks. Then, just as they were about to part ways, Anna's phone buzzed. She looked at the screen. Her breath caught. It's the hospital, she whispered. Keanu stepped closer. You want me to stay? Anna looked into his eyes. Yes, she said. And in that moment, there was no laughter, no cameras, no stage, just two souls standing under a quiet sky, holding space for each other in a world that moved too fast. Anna didn't speak for the first few minutes after answering the call. She just held the phone close to her chest, breathing slowly, as if trying to steady something deep inside. Keanu stood beside her outside the diner, silent, respectful, steady. Like the early morning air, the street was quiet. The sun hadn't fully risen, but a soft orange glow touched the horizon. She finally whispered, They want me to come. Keanu looked at her gently. Then we go. Anna looked up at him. He nodded. You're not alone in this. They got into his car, a simple black SUV, nothing flashy, nothing loud. She sat in the passenger seat, hands resting on her lap, fingers twitching every now and then. Keanu drove without saying much. The quiet between them felt safe, not awkward, not tense, just still. She's been hiding how bad it was, Anna said quietly, staring out the window. My mom. She didn't want me to stop filming or cancel anything. She kept saying, You're shining now, Mia. Don't dim your light. Keanu kept his eyes on the road, but he listened. Every word Anna continued. When I visited her last week, she laughed with me. Joked about the hospital food, but her hands were so cold. She hugged me like she didn't want to let go. Still, she told me, Go back and be brilliant. I think she knew. Keanu finally spoke. Sometimes people who love us most try to protect us from their pain. Anna nodded. Her voice cracked. And it breaks my heart because I just want to be with her. Not famous, not successful, just her daughter. Keanu reached over for a moment and gently touched her. Hand, not long. It's just enough to remind her he was here. The hospital came into view, tall glass windows reflecting the morning light. A place full of waiting and worry and quiet strength. They walked in together. Anna straightened when she reached the front desk, but Keanu saw the fight in her shoulders. The nurse nodded, eyes soft, and led them. Down a long hallway, they entered the room, soft beeping, dim lamp. Her mother, small and pale, lay in the bed with an oxygen tube and tired eyes. But when she saw Anna, her face lit up like sunrise. Mia, she whispered. Anna rushed forward and hugged her, careful but full of love. She didn't hide her tears. You didn't have to come, her mother said softly. Don't say that, Anna replied. I'm exactly where I need to be. Keanu stood by the door, quiet, respectful. Anna's mother noticed him and raised her brows slightly. "This your friend?" she asked. Anna looked back. "This is Keanu," he stayed. Mother smiled. "That's rare. Most people don't stay." Keanu stepped forward and smiled softly. "I'm honored to meet you. You look familiar," her mother teased. "You're not in one of her movies, are you?" Anna laughed through her tears. "Not yet. They stayed in that room for hours." Anna sat by her mother's side, holding her hand, talking softly, sharing little things. Keanu stayed nearby, sometimes stepping out for tea, sometimes just sitting silently by the window. Later, when her mother had fallen asleep, Anna stepped outside. The hallway was quiet. Keanu joined her. "She's tired," Anna whispered. "But," she smiled. She smiled. "She loves you deeply," Keanu said. "That much is clear." Anna leaned against the wall. Her strength was returning, but it was fragile. "I didn't know how much I needed today," she said. "This honesty, silence, this truth, you found it," he said. She looked at him. "'Cause you saw through me." He nodded. "Because you let me." The rest of the day passed in quiet waves. Anna canceled her press commitments. Oliver sent texts, tried calling. She didn't respond. She would explain later. For now, she needed to be a daughter. That evening, Keanu drove her back to her apartment. She unlocked the door, stepped inside, and turned back to him. "You want to come in for tea?" she asked. He smiled. "Only if you have chamomile." "I have everything," she said. The apartment was warm, quiet, filled with soft light and books and small photographs. Personal things, real things. As the kettle boiled, Anna sat on the couch, legs tucked beneath her. "Do you ever wish," she asked, "that life wasn't so loud?" Keanu sat beside her. "I do. That's why I live slow, quieter than most." "How?" she asked. "How do you keep your soul from getting lost in all this noise?" "By choosing what matters," he said, "and walking away from what doesn't." Anna took that in, deep, like breath. She handed him tea, then curled up beside him. Not close, not romantic, just safe. "I feel like the whole world sees the version of me that laughs in rooms like last night," she said. "But no one ever asks why I laugh like that. Not even me." Keanu looked at her. "I think you're learning to ask now." She nodded slowly. "It's scary." "Truth always is," he said, "but it also sets you free." They sat in silence again, sipping warm tea, listening to nothing but the hum of peace. Then her phone buzzed. A new message. She picked it up, read it, and her face shifted. "What is it?" Keanu asked. Anna turned the screen toward him. It was a screenshot from a gossip site. Headline: Ana de Armas, seen crying at hospital mystery man by her side. Keanu exhaled. "They never stop. They don't care what's real," Anna said. "They just want the angle." "Then you protect what's real," he said. "Don't let them steal it." She looked at him long and deep. "Thank you," she whispered. And for the first time in days, she felt like she could sleep. Safe, known, unmasked. Morning light poured through the curtains like gold dust. Anna opened her eyes slowly. The first time in weeks she hadn't woken up in a panic. No alarms, no rehearsals. No pressure waiting on the other side of the door. Just quiet, soft, quiet. The kind that wrapped around you like a blanket. She sat up, pulled her knees to her chest, and looked around her apartment. Keanu had stayed the night knot in her room, not in her space, but on the couch. No lines were crossed, no stories twisted. It's just two people holding space for each other. She walked into the living room. He was already awake, sitting cross-legged. Sipping tea, reading a small book. "Good morning," she said softly. He looked up and smiled. "How did you sleep?" "Better than I expected," she replied. "Thank you for everything." He nodded. "No need to thank me. We all need someone sometimes." She poured herself tea, sat across from him, and let the stillness stay between them a little longer. Then slowly, reality began creeping back in. Her phone buzzed. One message. Two, then five. More Oliver, press manager, studio rep, a close friend. They all wanted something. Clarification. Her statement. Confirmation. Gossip control. Damage control. Anna turned the phone face down. It's happening, isn't it? She said. The storm. Keanu nodded. Let it come. Don't let it drag you. She looked at him. But it affects everything. My next role, my public image. The headlines are already twisting it. They called you a mystery man. Next they'll say, we're secretly married. He smiled. You'll survive it. You've survived worse. She leaned back. I don't want to play the media game. Anymore, I don't want to shape the truth into something that fits their story. Keanu set his tea down. And tell your truth. How? Your way. Not in their language, in yours. Anna looked at him, and slowly an idea began to form. An hour later, she was sitting in front of her camera. No makeup, no lights, just her key. Keanu sat silently nearby. She pressed. Record high, she said. It's Anna. A pause. I've read some of the stories out there, and I just wanted to share something, not for drama, not for clicks, just honesty. She inhaled slowly. My mom is sick. I visited her yesterday, and yes, I cried, because I'm human. Because even actresses are daughters. And sometimes, we're scared too. She glanced at the camera, her voice steady. The man with me is Keanu. He didn't come for headlines. He came because I needed a friend, and he stayed. That's all. At another pause. We live in a world where the truth is bent for entertainment. But today I choose not to bend mine. She looked down, then back up. Thank you for understanding, or at least trying to. She pressed stop. What do you think? She asked him. I think you just took your power back, he said. She posted it. Within minutes it began to spread. Not through tabloids. Not through gossip blogs. Through people. Real people. Comments poured in. Thank you for being real. You didn't know us that, but we're grateful. Sending love to your mom. We see you now, not the character. You, Anna, sat in silence, reading them. Not all of them were kind, but most. Most were human. Then a call came in. It was Oliver. She hesitated, then answered. Anna, he said, voice rushed. What was that video? It's going viral. You okay? I'm fine, she said calmly. We should have cleared it with the studio first. I'm not clearing my feelings with anyone anymore. He was quiet for a beat. Then he said, the reaction is strong, surprisingly positive. I think. You might have done something rare. I didn't do it for them, she said. I did it for me. After the call ended, she looked at Keanu. That felt terrifying. She said, truth often does, he replied, but it also felt good. That's because it was. The day moved slowly, softly. She spent time on the phone with her mother later. Talked about old memories. Listened to her laugh again. It wasn't strong, but it was there. That night, Anna got a call from a famous talk show host. They wanted her to appear. Not as an actress, but to speak about truth. It's about vulnerability. About breaking the myth. Anna hesitated. Should I do it? She asked Keanu. He didn't give her an answer. Just said what feels right. She thought deeply. And then she smiled. Maybe it's time I stopped acting everywhere. And 4. The first time in her career, Anna felt like she wasn't just playing a role. She was becoming herself. The studio lights were bright. The audience clapped as the host introduced Anna by name. But this time the applause felt different. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about a blockbuster movie. It was about a woman who had stood in truth when it was easier to hide. Anna walked out calmly. No glitter dress. No red lipstick. Just a simple black outfit, hair tied back, eyes steady. She looked at the crowd, then at the cameras. And somewhere backstage, Keanu waited quietly out of view, just like always. Anna, the host, began warmly. Your video? Did. Struck a chord, millions watched, thousands shared. What made you post it? Anna took a deep breath. Because I didn't want to keep pretending. The room quieted. I've spent so many years laughing in rooms, she said. Rooms like this, and I always thought that was strength. Showing up, smiling, delivering the perfect answers. But last week I broke. Not because I was weak, but because life hit me in a real way. And when I looked around, the only person who merely saw me was someone who didn't ask me to explain anything. The host leaned forward. Keanu Anna nodded. He didn't try to fix me. He didn't tell me to be brave, just stood beside me while I was not okay, and that made all the difference. The host smiled. He's known for being gentle. Private, kind. He's all of that, Anna said. But more than anything, he respects silence. Sometimes, silence is what saves us. The interview continued with rawness. Anna spoke about her mother, about the pressure to be perfect, about the quiet fear that people only love you when you're shiny. She didn't perform, she didn't act. She just told the truth. And when it ended, the applause was softer, not explosive, not loud, just real. When she stepped off stage, Keanu was waiting in the hallway, leaning against the wall with a cup of tea in hand. Chamomile, said. She smiled, took the cup, and sipped. How'd it go? He asked. I didn't faint. She laughed. He grinned. Then you did great. They walked down the hallway slowly, passing posters of past guests, pictures of past moments. This time, there were no paparazzi waiting at the exit. No shouting voices. Just the night. Quiet, peaceful, Anna said a few days ago. I would have rather drowned in headlines than say what I said today, and now I feel free. They stopped near the parking lot. Her car was parked beside his. I've been thinking, she said, about what's next. Next movie? He asked. No, she said softly. Next version of me. He looked at her, eyes steady. And who is she? Anna took a deep breath. Someone who stops. Saying yes, just to be liked. Someone who walks away from things that look good, but feel wrong. Someone who laughs when she really means it. Keanu nodded. She sounds brave. She's learning, Anna said, and scared. But learning, he smiled. Means you're close to something important? She looked at him. You ever think about disappearing for a while? All the time, he replied. But the goal isn't to vanish. It's to find peace and bring it back with you. Anna leaned against her. Car arms crossed. There's a retreat center up north, she said. Near the hills, no cameras, no phone signals. Just trees, dirt roads, and quiet. He raised an eyebrow. You've been there? No, she said. But I've dreamed about it for years, and I think I need to go. Not to escape, just to breathe. Keanu sipped his tea. Been to a place like that once. Stayed a month. Chopped wood. Fed birds. Read 100 pages a day. She laughed. But you would. He looked at her gently. You should go. You'll be around, she asked. Always. 3 days later, Anna left for the hills. No team. No suitcase of outfits. Just her, a backpack, 2 books, and a journal. And before she left, she visited her mother again. The hospital room was warmer this time. Her mother was sitting up, eyes brighter. You're glowing, her mother said. Anna smiled, because I stopped hiding. Her mother reached out and held her hand. I'm proud of you, Mia. Not because you're famous, but because you're finally being you. They hugged. Longer this time. Fuller, Anna whispered. Get better, so we can go to the ocean again. Deal, her mother said, as Anna left the hospital. She texted Keanu leaving now. His reply came moments later. Breathe deep and write something while you're up there. The world needs your words. She smiled and tucked the phone away. The car ride. North was quiet. Trees lined the road. The city disappeared behind her, and for the first time in years, Armas wasn't going somewhere to be seen. She was going somewhere to see herself. The retreat was nothing like Hollywood. No mirrors on the walls, no ringing phones, no clocks. No voices asking for autographs. The cabins were made of stone and wood. The windows looked out over trees that moved only when the wind decided to speak. The air smelled like pine and earth. It was quiet in a way that made Anna feel like her heart had room to expand. She kept her phone off, not on silent. Off the first day, she didn't talk much. She just walked. Paths led through the woods, by still ponds, under skies that seemed to change color by the minute. She sat on old wooden benches, wrote in her journal, and listened to sounds that were not music but still beautiful birds, wind, branches creaking. On the third morning, she woke up early and stepped outside wrapped in a blanket. The mist was thick. Everything was soft and gray. And for a long moment she didn't feel like Anna the actress. Not Anna the daughter. Not Anna the image on screens, just Anna. She made tea in the small kitchen, took it outside, and sat on the steps. As the sun broke through the trees, she thought of her mother, of her laugh, her stubborn hope, her hands that always knew when to hold on and when to let go. Then she thought of Keanu, his stillness, his kindness, his eyes that had seen pain but didn't let it harden him. She missed him, not in the way tabloids would write. It's not romantic, not dramatic. She just missed the way he made space for her. She picked up her journal and began writing a letter. Not to send. Not yet. Just to let the truth breathe. Dear Keanu, thank you for seeing me when I couldn't see myself. Thank you for staying when it would have been easier to walk away. I think the hardest thing about being in the spotlight is forgetting who you are when no one's watching. You reminded me. I'm learning to laugh again. Not the kind of laugh that pleases a crowd, but the kind that heals. You helped me find that. I hope you're resting too. I'll be home soon, love. Anash closed the journal, not crying, just full. 2 more days passed in silence. She cooked small meals, read poems, spoke to no one but herself. And slowly, the storm inside her faded. On her final night, she walked out beneath the stars. They were bright, scattered, endless. The sky wasn't performing. It just existed. She whispered into the wind, "Thank you." The next morning, she drove back to the city, not rushed. Not nervous, just steady. When she turned her phone on, messages flooded in, but she scrolled past them until she saw one name. Keanu Reeves? His message was simple. You okay? She smiled. Yes, I found me. When she got home, her mother called. The treatment had gone better than expected. The doctors were hopeful. Her voice sounded stronger. She even laughed. Anna closed her eyes and held the sound in her chest. That evening, there was a small screening for an old film she'd done. She hadn't planned on going, but something told her go. Not for the cameras, not for the press, just go. She stepped inside the small theater, dressed in jeans and a sweater. No makeup, no team. And there he was, Keanu sitting in the back row, alone, sipping tea from a paper cup. She walked over and sat beside him without saying a word. He looked at her, saw her, really saw her, and smiled. You look like yourself, he said. I feel like myself. She replied. They sat in silence as the screen lit up on it. Anna laughed in a scene from years ago. Loud, joyful, perfect, but this time it didn't feel like a mask, because the woman watching that screen had come full circle. She had laughed in front of everyone when she was hurting, and now someone had seen the truth in her eyes and stayed.